securities operating illegally outside of the U.S. regulatory umbrella?
As I've said, many of these assets are basically the public is anticipating
Sir, is
profits
that a yes?
based on the efforts of others.
Is the answer then yes?
Again, without prejudging anyone, I do think that the significant
Reclaiming my
majority
time.
are
I'll take it as a
investment
yes.
contracts.
And to be clear, sir, this perspective has nothing to do with a concern you noted in a speech last year where you said, quote, "Over the past year, several bank executives have shared their concerns with me about the sheer number of depositors who have moved money from their bank accounts into crypto-related exchanges and wallets," end quote. Right?
The concern that those bank executives raised was that
Again, I'm reclaiming my time,
customers were
sir.
getting
No,
hurt.
I've asked you to answer the questions as short as I can so I can use the time I have, and it's clear that you would like to avoid answering the questions, in my opinion. An Obama-appointed judge in the Southern District of New York, a bank-friendly jurisdiction where you bring most of your cases, recently found that decentralized financial technology, quote, "not only removes the so-called middlemen from these transactions, but it also allows users to interact through a variety of methods in an easy and efficient manner," end quote. The court also said underwriters, like the ones at banks where you work, sir, are, quote, precisely the types of individual roles that decentralized exchanges were designed to eliminate, end quote. Mr. Gensler, can you assure this committee that your style of regulation by harassment towards digital asset innovation is to the benefit of every American and not driven by your desires to protect industry incumbents?
These are some strong words being said by Mr. Emma. We all know Mr. Emma previously from things we've gone through with the US Congress and what we've covered here, especially with Operation Choke Point. Now, a lot of people are sitting and they're wondering, why is LUNC looking so tasty right now, whilst the rest of the other markets are not looking so great? We've just seen BTC make a huge move upwards and then a huge move downwards almost instantaneously. And this is actually all part of a theory that I'm going through in my head right now. Last year, when we made the humongous breakout of around 13x, BTC was dumping. All of the other markets were dumping, but DeFi was mostly pumping, and we were leading the charge. And this is really important as we move forward. We have been following a price pattern here on the channel, and we've seen that price pattern now play out. It's moved up, and we're in the next area. What we now need to do is hold this area, and we need to keep above this resistance line, and we need to move upwards. The reason why I say this is we don't want to do what BTC just did. We don't want to go up and then all the way back down. It makes absolutely no sense. For me, my target is still going to be 7,000 points per coin on the high end of things. I think that's where we're heading, and I think for me, there's lots of things going on specifically that are all pointing to the US really getting on top of ultimately embracing crypto. And DeFi in itself, for them to say that DeFi removes the middleman and it makes things 100 times easier with these innovative ways to actually move money around, and a lot of people are moving into it according to their statistics. And this is the complete opposite as to what the mainstream media would have us believe, is that it's dying, no one's investing in it, blah, 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 blah. The same whole routine of big pharma selling pills, not cures. It's really something that's sticking in my head right now, and I think we're in a prime time. There's a lot of things going on in the LUNC community, and ultimately we've got the opportunity to reduce our running costs and to actually get things done, and things are starting to get done. We're inspiring people to pick up their development tools and get involved. That much is obvious. There's people working on the dynamic commission modules. There's people working on all sorts of different things right now, simply because we put the United Vision up, and people are scrambling, especially third-party apps are scrambling to get as much of that on their own systems as possible. And it's flattery at its best, but what we need is more people that are going to keep pushing. They're going to keep pushing when times get hard. They're going to keep searching for the evidence that says DeFi is where it is at. And that's why we're such a threat. That's why there's such a huge attack consistently on our sector, because we've removed the middleman. Okay, and that's what everybody wants. That is simply what everybody wants. If you're presented two options for your car insurance. One of those is £90 a month and the other one is £190 a month. What are you going to choose? Well, of course, the £90 a month one. And the LUNC community is at a point now where it's realizing that it has these options. And like I said, I've been tracking this price movement for some time now and just trying to make sense as to what's going on, because up until around this point, it's just been down, 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 consistent descending patterns, confirmation of another descent, more sellouts, you know, devs get paid, more sellouts. It's all stopped. And since that's all stopped and we're starting to put our foot down, the price is starting to move up. We've got US Congressman Mr. Emma, who realistically should have a lot more say and sway than he has got at this point, because what it seems like to me is he wants to free the crypto environment, and this is so important for us moving forward. So I think we've got all of the right signs at the moment in DeFi, and ultimately when BTC starts to do things like this and the rest of the market's really not looking too interesting, it doesn't matter what's on the product. It doesn't matter. If someone thinks it's going to make them money, they'll speculate on it, they'll invest in it, and they will get involved in it. And it's at that point you may hold that investor for some time, because they might find a project, they might find something that keeps them in DeFi, in the sector, in the cosmos. Maybe they've never dipped their toes before. They don't know how cheap the fees are and how easy it is to acquire from PancakeSwap and get it sent to its native wallet. It's all simple stuff, but you know, a lot of people are actually quite scared of DeFi because of the amount of rugs and all of the bad attitudes that are put towards NFT projects in our sector. Things are changing in LUNC, and you're seeing this across board, but ultimately one of the strongest movements currently is LUNC and Luna, and they seem to be pushing in symbiotic relationship and then dragging USTC up slightly with it. It's really good. Like I said, we haven't seen patterns like this for some time. We haven't seen a time like this where BTC's very unclear as to where it's going, what it's doing. But ultimately, for me, I'm seeing all of the right signs. I'm very happy to see that my pattern played out. We've moved up to the next level. And like I was saying, let me grab a little doodle pen here. It's so important we breach this level right now, because moving forward, we've really struggled to get out of this zone. And this is going all the way back to August. And you can see when we did the correlation video as to where these payouts have gone, every time there's been a huge payout, we've always dunked down another level. So for me, I'm very excited for the chart to keep playing out, for the news to keep rolling out, and for people to just keep building. And what people need to understand is as the price moves back upwards, as this becomes more interesting, you're going to see all sorts of people come out of the woodwork again. All of the YouTubers that were speaking about it that stopped, they'll come back. The RPM will be good. The investment levels will be good. The community will be there, and there will be something for them to gain from it. And we just need to accept that that's how a lot of YouTubers worked. It's the business way of looking at things for them. It's good for us. Everybody talking about LUNC means more people are hearing about LUNC. So as far as we're concerned, it's good for business. If people are launching projects, leave them to it. You know, it's good for business. The only things that are not good for business are rug pulls. Okay. And this whole idea of dunking all of our community pool out every single quarter and never getting anything from it and never ever seeing any results. And it's like we're getting so many results all of a sudden, yet we're not actually paying anybody. And it's been a long time coming for us. If you're still here now, my hat is off to you, because it has been absolutely horrible for a lot of us. But ultimately, we can't all be that person who's in that 1% that invested into a coin and it run up by like 1,000,000%. We're just all not that lucky. So all we can do is try and best play the market to our advantage. So yeah, really important moving forward, but very excited to see this play out. And like I said, moving up to this next area, a whole new beginning of a pattern, and we'll see how this plays out. And hopefully we just keep moving upwards. We just keep taking very, very small steps and doing this correctly, because if we do what BTC just did and just go up, we're just going to come down as well. So I know everybody wants to see the stonking candles that shoot us all the way up all of a sudden, but I myself personally would like to see the strategic moves upwards. You know, the volume hold, people invest, and all of the technicals point to the right things, instead of just getting kind of like these whale buy-ins for them to whale sell out. Very important moving forward. Folks, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.